Baby girl, are you excited? We just got a delivery for you. Are you excited? All right, Bubba's, you gotta come down and open it, okay? Are you ready? This is for you. Yeah. You ready? Come here. Hey. Sweet girl. Sweet girl. You what? You gotta open it with me. Ready? It's for you. It says, "Hi, Freya." And it's the Kitty Pinlings. Oh my goodness. You already rubbing your face against it. Yes, you know it's a box for you, isn't it? Yeah. Scoot your bum. Scoot your bum. Thank you. Oh, how nice. We've got some sniffy shoes. Oh, you like the sniffy shoes already? I can tell you're sniffing them. Oh, you're sniffing them real hard. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, good girl. Let's see. We got Pin Purdy. You're knocking it over. There's more things in here for you. What's this? What's this? This is a Rolling Rewards puzzle feeder. Fun. She's so excited. And then we have this, which are Superstar Crunchers. Crunchy treats. I like the box, Mom. Actually, the box is my favorite part. Hi, Bubba. Oh, sweet girl. But you got a nice box today. Oh, baby. You're so sweet. Let's get these toys undone. Oh, it's catnip. Oh, that's why. Right here, right now. You ready? You want these toys? Yeah. There you go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are you so happy? Is that your bowling pin? Oh, it's a little bowling pin. Oh. Yeah, good job. That's it. Good girl. Yeah. Oh. Oh, she love it. Oh, she love it so much. Your catnip shoes. Yes. Oh, she's so happy. Oh, she's so happy. Oh, you got your bowling pin. Oh, good job. You like this one, hey? Good job. You're going bowling. You're going bowling? Oh. Oh. She's like so happy when I get new toys. New toys. New things for me. Oh, hi, gorgeous. Ah.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to the start of a weekend vlog, even though it is technically already Sunday. It is 3 in the morning, Saturday, like between Saturday and Sunday. My apologies for not starting this much earlier. I totally thought I had started this in the middle of Saturday. Apparently not. But anyways, welcome to another weekend vlog. I'm just about to go to bed. I'm sleepy. I've already read 2 books this weekend. It has been very interesting. I've already done some writing as well. This is going to be an interesting one. All right, this is an interesting weekend, even though there's one day left in the weekend. I will give you a lowdown rundown of everything tomorrow. But I just wanted to start this vlog officially and say hi, because my goodness, I shot the bed with this real hard. But that's okay. I'm here now. You're here now. Let's close out the weekend together. Hello, friends. Happy Sunday. I am here with some freshly washed hair. We love it. Cooking some gnocchi. You want to hear some ASMR? That's some good shit right there. That's garlic butter sizzling in a pan. Hi, I wanted to pop in when I was cooking. Why not? Let's see if I can actually sit you up. Okay, I guess that's there for now. But I wanted to pop in and officially kind of say hi, because I have been really bad this whole vlog. I truly, my friends, I do apologize. So this weekend, I had no plans. I only wanted to read and write, which is something that I ended up doing. On Friday after work, I ended up going to pick up a pre-order that had been waiting for me at my local indie bookstore, which was The Eye of the Leviathan by M.A. Carrick. And I could have gone like any other day of the week. But on Monday, since I had my freezing, that night I ate a pasta that had vodka sauce in it. This specific vodka sauce from Classico, if you were curious. Not even thinking that this very much has milk cream vibes in it, right? Because like when you're making a traditional vodka sauce, you're adding cream to the sauce. Didn't even think. I am very lactose intolerant, and it's gotten worse over the years, to be honest with y'all. That lactose in me does not do well, and it this time made me sick for 4 days. Like, so painful. The first night I was like, okay, this is definitely has lactose in it. I fucked up. Fuck. You know, I was up at like 4 in the morning for an hour, just like suffering. But then the next day it wouldn't go away. And it was like a hard pain in my stomach. And I was like, what's happening? And then it just didn't go away, and I couldn't eat anything properly for like 2 days. I was so hungry by that Thursday. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then Thursday, because my body fully hates me, in the middle of the night between Wednesday and Thursday, I woke up with so much pain in my neck and my back, and it felt like everything was like burning, like my joints were burning, and I was just like, this is how I go out. This is how I go out. So this week has been real shitty, but I feel so much better now. This weekend I was just like, okay, Friday I was like, oh my God, I finally get to go do the couple errands that I've been wanting to run. I'm going to go do that. So Friday I went and returned a Old Navy return, picked up my pre-order, had a little gander, and also did a little book shopping and murder puzzle shopping. Guys, I am so into those like puzzle books you can get that are like murder word searches and stuff. So I've been kind of going down that rabbit hole on TikTok, and TikTok has reintroduced me to my vague, like, I bet you I would love Myrtle kind of sense of stuff. Y'all, I'm also realizing that all of my cabinets are open behind me. That's because I emptied my dishwasher and didn't close anything. That looks much better. Holy shit. But yes, I picked up Myrtle because I finally was like, I want to actually give this a try after seeing so many people do it. And I fucking love it. I love the word search ones as well. I just love word searches. I have never been good at like Sudoku or anything like that. Sometimes like these word puzzles or puzzles just don't work in my brain. I very much like when puzzles do work in my brain because I love a puzzle. And it's to the point of like, I got a couple on my iPad and I was like, I immediately don't like this on my iPad because I want to actually be able to write things down with my pencil in hand and an eraser and figure things out like that. So I got Myrtle, and I have done 15 puzzles already. I love it so much. I just love having a little like 10, 15, 20, 30 minute, however long I want to spend on it, little moment to like figure out some of these puzzles. Some of them are really easy. Some of them are very easy and like satisfying to figure out. I love the clues and all that kind of stuff. I'm only in the entry, like the beginner level stuff, but I love it and I'm having a great time. So I also picked up a book randomly off a shelf, which I love doing and I haven't done in so long. I browsed, my guys. I fully browsed. I had a podcast episode in my ears. I finally caught up on writing about dragons and shit because every once in a while I kind of fall a couple episodes behind and then I have to catch up, which is not bad because I love that podcast so much and I like having multiple episodes to listen to just as I'm going about my day. So I finally caught up with them and I had them in my ears as I was perusing the shelves and I had such a great time. And I picked up Black as Diamond, which is a bindery book from the imprint of Easy Cat Press, I do believe. So fuck yeah to that. I'm so excited about it. It sounds amazing. I don't know why I hadn't really heard anything about it previously. But anyways, I picked that up on Friday. And then Friday night, I ended up finishing my current read, which was, I should go close my bedroom door. I'm going to get the smell of garlic in there. And I don't want that to happen. I'll just keep yapping as I'm over here. So on Friday, I finished my read that I had picked up during the week, which was The River She Became by Emily Varga, which was a release that I got like just a couple weeks ago that I was so excited about reading. And I decided to pick it up in the middle of the week when I wasn't feeling too well. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to pick this up. And I really, really, really enjoyed it. I think it was absolutely fantastic. I do have some problems with the pacing a little bit. I don't know, just a couple little things that I was like, okay, like I just feel like I wish we had more information on some characters and interest at the beginning. I think that's what my issue was because the beginning was quite slow in my opinion, but I did really like it. And there were a couple little sprinkles of nods to The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser, Rick and Evie, my babies. A couple nods to them. The main character, Yasmina, is Evie incarnate, basically. Shit, am I putting anything in this gnocchi? Do I have anything to put in this gnocchi? That's the question. Oh, I have peas. I'll do peas. I was like, I'm just making gnocchi without anything else in it, which I guess would be fine, but hold on. Anyways, The River She Became. It is, I picked it up, one, because I love Emily Varga. I really enjoyed her previous book, For She Is Wrath, which is a Pakistani retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo. It's a standalone. I fucking loved it. Female rage. We love that. This one is this sort of a duology, and I could really feel that, and it was kind of fascinating as an author to read it, to see how this duology was being set up as a duology, because I was like, okay, here we are with this very kind of slow start to the story. Like it felt like the story only really got started about the 50% mark, even though there was so much happening beforehand. And I know why you couldn't start the story right at the 50% mark. Like there had to be all this backstory. There had to be all this character stuff. And I was like, okay, like there's so much happening. I can feel the wider story arc happening, kind of kicking off at the 50% mark, which was really interesting as an author just to kind of study story structure wise. But this story, Emily Varga has been pitching it on TikTok and socials and stuff as like a The Mummy type situation. Like she's been using that as a comp. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go. And so I kind of went in expecting a little bit more of that Rick and Evie relationship dynamic. And I think I was reaching a little bit when I got to the end. I was like, there a little sort of. I think I was reaching a little bit because the main character is so Evie coded. Like she is Evie in this book. She's bookish librarian and she kind of just does stuff without really thinking things through sometimes, and it's just like, yeah, that's Evie through and through. The aesthetic is there, but I don't think the love interest was very Rick coded, because Rick to me is someone who is very sweet, soft, cinnamon roll-esque, but in this very hardened, adventuring exterior. And he's not mean to anyone. He's just kind of there. Well, he is kind of mean to Benny and the side characters, but he's never mean to Evie. He respects her from word go, right? I love the relationship between Rick and Evie and the Mummy so fucking much. And I don't think we got that level in the book at this point. But we did get some good yearning. Our love interest, Kian, is very broody, very broken. So if you love a main character like that, a little bit more of a broody, broken boy, but he does genuinely like respect, I guess, in some ways, Yasima. Like he likes her. I just don't think that level of Rick and Evie respect was there. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people really love about the Mummy is that genuine, like Rick will step aside and be like, I'm not the expert. She's the fucking expert here. I know nothing. I am the gun. She is the expert. And I didn't really see that in this. But either way, I thought it was pretty good. I really liked the ending and I'm excited for the second one, even though this one just came out. So I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. Waiting for this next one. I need both hands now because I'm starting to get into the thick of it. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed that book. Really highly recommend it. And I recommend Emily Varga's work as well. She's Canadian. She's Pakistani Canadian and she's got some really great writing chops. And I'm excited to see where she goes from here, especially with the sequel and whatever else she's writing. And honestly, she is a YA writer, but none of her books feel YA to me. They don't have that traditional, I don't know, like they don't have a traditional YA feel to them, which is very interesting. And I actually thought this one wasn't YA until I kind of like got into it. And then I went into the Goodreads comments and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I guess it is YA. Like it wasn't as expensive as a hardcover is for adult fantasy. So there was that. But anyways, so I read that on Friday, finished that on Friday. And then yesterday, I wanted to do some writing. I wanted to update my book journal, so I needed to go to Staples to get my order for said book journal because I needed to get my updated thumbnails and everything. So I ended up going there after writing for a little bit in the middle of the day, which I'm very happy that I did because right now I really want to I don't know, I set out to basically start writing Maeve's point of view, one of my characters. This is Project Dragon, this is God Touch. I set out to start working on her point of view, but then as soon as I opened up the document, I was like, no, I need to work on Izzy's point of view. And so I restarted basically rereading the prologue that I start the book with, which is not Izzy's point of view. It's this different guy's point of view. And so I reread that and tweaked a couple things around with that. And then I went into Izzy's point of view after. I went into Izzy's point of view. I started with her first chapter and I rewrote that and tweaked it and fixed the direction of it a little bit. I didn't get all the way through it, but I finished that today, which is exciting. So I rewrote and fixed about 1,500 words today alone. So I don't know how much that was yesterday. But overall, I'm happy to be kind of chipping away at this story because when I was reading The River She Became, I was genuinely really want to be working on Project Mummy right now, which is not conducive to a good writing life when all the things you're working on are continuously just oh, I want to work on this. Oh, I want to work on that now. I want to, no. I'm like, no. I need to focus and work on what I'm working on and not do anything stupid. You know what I mean? So I ended up working on Project Dragon for a little bit. That's awesome and amazing. Then I went to Staples and got my order for my book journals. And then I lost myself for 3 hours working on that when I came home. I genuinely was like, oh, it's 5 p.m. I should probably wrap this up in a little bit. I looked at the clock. It was 7:15. And I was like, what do you mean? What? I was so confused. I was like, I completely lost those hours in there, which is hilarious. So locked in, so hungry at the end of that. Burned some pizza leftovers in the air fryer. And I was like, well, motherfucker, I guess I have to do something else for dinner. Made just chicken fingers and tater tots because I was like, I don't have anything else right now. So did all that. And then I put up on Instagram basically a poll of what should I read next because I had a bunch of different things that I was leaning towards. I just didn't know which one I should pick up. And so I was like, I'll just leave it up to the people of Instagram. And they ended up choosing Stephen Graham Jones's I Was a Teenage Slasher, which was such a fascinating read. So I read it all in one sitting because this is one of those books that honestly I couldn't put down because genuinely the pulse of the book is so propulsive and yet still so slow and so voicey. And I don't know, I thought it was so fascinating because it's such an interesting examination of slasher as a genre. As someone who doesn't love a lot of horror and a lot of all that kind of stuff, as someone who doesn't love a lot of, I don't read it all the time. I do enjoy the occasional one, but I was like, okay, as someone who doesn't frequent the movie genre, I guess I don't watch thrillers or horrors or anything because I can't with my anxiety. So I fully am just this is a fascinating read. I don't think I got as much out of it as someone who loves the horror genre would, because I feel like they would catch all the little nods a lot more, even though a lot of the book was very obviously like not camp, not satire, but like in those same veins of like looking at slasher as a genre and as a figure, like the horror slasher figure that comes in, like, you know, the Freddy Krueger and whatever. I don't know any other Michael Myers. Like, I don't really know if I know any other names in that genre myself, because as I said, don't watch those movies. I don't know. It was interesting. I didn't super love it because I think it got almost like it towed the line of silly at a few moments, and I was like, this is getting too silly for me. But then every time I was thinking that, like, Stephen Graham Jones would kind of bring me back and be like, this is what you have to accept in this world of this book. This is how things are. And I was like, okay, like I just had to keep reorienting myself in the world of the book and be like, okay, like for some fucking reason, in the world of this book, slashers are a kind of human, and our main character, Tolly, who is telling this whole story, basically gets like infected in a weird like zombie or werewolf way, and he becomes a slasher. And he kills a bunch of people who wrong him at the beginning of the book for a number of different reasons, but he basically blames it on his peanut allergy. Right at the opening, he's like, yeah, I'm a teenage slasher. I killed all these people because I'm allergic to peanuts. And I was like, what? So, I don't know. Like, the way he tells the story, it is so specifically his voice and his, I don't know, like, he is such a specific character now that I'm like, that voice of his lives in my head. And I think it was really, really interestingly well done. And the whole actual, like, construction of the book is written as though Tolly is writing it on a computer that is too old to have italics and em dashes in it. So the whole thing is structured and written in this style where there's no italics, it's all underlines, and there's no em dashes. So there are just like two long dashes. There are two en dashes, I guess, in the text for an em dash. And I thought it was really fascinating that it literally felt like we were crawling through Tolly's mind as he was telling this story to us, the reader, to Amber, his old ex-best friend, and all this stuff, like and like occasionally he would talk directly to his mom. Like, it was just very stream of consciousness. I think that is simultaneously what pulled the story along, and also what made it feel so slow in some instances, because we were stuck in it with Tolly. Yeah, I don't know. It was a fascinating read. I recommend it if you're into the horror genre or want to explore that a little bit, but other than that, I don't know if I would recommend it as a book. I would say only if you were really interested in it or interested in the horror slasher genre and you love Stephen Graham Jones. Like, this is not a book I would recommend to everybody, because I definitely think it is a very acquired taste, and as I said, it did get quite silly in some moments. It got pretty silly. So I was like, this is silly. Why is it silly? We are in a horror movie. We are in a slasher moment. Why is it silly? You know what I mean? That's what I did yesterday. Finished that. And now it's Sunday. Mom and Dad are at the lake until tomorrow. So I made dinner for myself. Just made some gnocchi, which I'm going to dive into. Hopefully it's good. I've never tried this type of gnocchi from the store before. It's President's Choice frozen gnocchi. Got my baby right here. Hey, Bubba's. She looking out the windows? And I've been writing this whole day, basically. And I'm arguing with myself to keep going, even though I kept getting distracted near the end and like really petered out after a little while, because I was like, oh, like I should probably keep going. Maybe I need to just change up the POV or something. Like, I should really keep working on this. And then my brain was like, what if you just take a break? And if you really want to work on it again, we can come back to it a little later, because right now I am just in a rewriting stage of this project, because I want to be able to rewrite these POVs to what I want them to be and then continue from where I left off. But my brain is like, you should be writing new things. And I'm like, I'm not ready. No, I'm making the story fit what I want it to be now, because the last time I looked at it was 2021, right? So I'm like, okay, it's 2026, Jenna, writing this. I'm in this moment of like, okay, I was explaining this to Julie last night or the night before, like, I feel like I've gotten to a bottleneck moment of like, I need to write, I need something to fucking explode out of me and just, I can't stop the words, you know what I mean? Like, I just need it to exit my body. I've reached this kind of pinnacle in the last couple weeks. I'm like, okay, I need this to just pour out of my brain, fully formed like Athena. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I need it to happen because I want to be writing these stories. I really just want to be creating. I want to be cooking up these different stories. I want to be working on Project Mommy. I want to be working on Cosmic Latte. I want to be working on Far Horizons, you know, all this different stuff. I just need to focus and get one done. And my brain has been itching because I thought up a potential Aramount spinoff, and it's been like slowly cooking that in the background. And I'm like, bestie, we don't have time for this. right now. So that's what I've been doing. And I just need to allow myself to also take my time with this project because it's a lot. It's a big fantasy project. So, you know. Anyways, I've been yapping at you for 24 minutes. I just needed to update you, I guess. Have a good old yap session as I cooked my gnocchi. I'm gonna go try it, see how it tastes. I also got Mark on the TV. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. I also would really like to start reading another book today. I'm kind of feeling this one, the last one by Rachel Housel Hall. I'm feeling some romantasy. So I think it's this one, or it might be Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. Why? Because I've been getting so many edits on my fucking For You page of Lestat and Louis, and I'm like, I really want to read the book because I don't know if I'll be able to handle the show, even though I really want to watch the show because of the horror elements of it. Like visually and auditorily, that's when I have a problem with horror, because even though I really like reading it, I like sitting in those moments, I like exploring horror as a genre very gently because I'm, easing my way in. I think it's such a fascinating genre. But in film, when it is mixed with visuals and music and tense, like it's all put together very specifically to make you feel these feelings, and I'm like, I don't want to feel these feelings. Those feelings put me into a panic mode. I don't but like I really want to watch that show because Sam Reed is Lestat though. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I don't know what I'm going to be reading, but I'm going to eat some gnocchi and see what I want to do next. Yeah, it's been a good weekend. Like, I haven't really, I don't know, like, I feel like it's been kind of productive. I've read 2 books. I really enjoyed both of them in different ways. Like, I didn't love I Was a Teenage Slasher, but, like, I think it was a fascinating read, and I'm glad that I read it. So, and this is now my 3rd Stephen Graham Jones that I've read, and each one has been so different. I've read My Heart is a Chainsaw, which I really didn't enjoy, but again, is an interesting look at the slasher genre. And then I read Buffalo Hunter Hunter, which I really like until the ending. I didn't like that. I didn't like the frame narrative. I forgot it was happening. The big frame narrative inside of a frame narrative, I just thought like the big frame narrative, the voice was weird and I didn't enjoy her very much as a character, but I liked that one. It was very fascinating. And then this one. So I don't know, if you've read more of Stephen Graham Jones's work, what would you recommend me to read next of his? I've tried The Only Good Indians, and that one was just too male, too basketball for me, not my vibe. So I need something that feels almost like a Riley Sager, that is like propulsive, has a pulse, that moves you along and like kind of leaves you in this tense feeling of like what the fuck is gonna happen, that whole thing. Oh, I'm very sweaty and shiny. I'm very sweaty and shiny. Anyways, that's where I'm at. It's now been 30 minutes. I'm gonna stop talking and eat my gnocchi. There's the update for today. Update on the gnocchi. Non-mic'd. I am apologizing for the noise in the background, but real quick, tastes like mini pierogies. So it's good, but it doesn't taste like gnocchi. Hello, friends. It is officially Monday, and I'm here eating some grapes at midnight. Because I guess what else are you gonna do? Go to bed? Nah. I do actually have to go to bed fairly soon because I do have an appointment in the morning to get those other fillings on this side of my face. Love that for me. But I want to update you on a couple things because I ended up trying this romantasy from the library, the last one by Rachel Housel Hall. I got 14 pages in and DNF'd it so hard. It was so bad. Like, so cringe. And like, no. Just no. Absolutely not. So DNF'd that real quick. And that's fine. Because then I dove into Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. I think I got 120 pages in yesterday before I started the show. And I just put it on pause. And then my Roku crashed. So I am on episode 2 of season 2, if that gives you any indication on how I'm liking this show. I will say season 2 is a lot more boring than season 1 because Lestat isn't in it as much. And I'm just like, where's my boy? Where's my toxic, fucking manipulative, abusive dickhead Lestat? Where is he? With his sad eyes and his beautiful face. Like, holy shit. And then I like yesterday I got to like episode 5. I think I got to the end of episode 5 of season 1. And then I went into the bedroom. I went into my bedroom because it was 3 a.m. and I was like, I want to read more. So I read more and I'm now on page 151, 152, roughly, like 47% of the way through, I think Goodreads says. I'm really enjoying this book. And to the point of like, what I find so fascinating is I expected this to be so much more sexy and enthralling right off the top. And it very much is not. It is very much a like cleansed kind of telling of the story. And like, there is no obsession or enchantment or anything with Louis and Lestat from Louis telling this story, right? Because the interview in this book is with Louis, of course, telling the boy, we don't even know the boy's name at this point, the whole story. And having read it and getting read as much as I have, I'm almost at part 2. Like, I literally have like 3 pages before part 2. Having reached this point, I have come and then watched the show, and I've gone now past in the show where I'm at in the book just a little bit, because I know like season 1 of Interview with the Vampire is like part 1 of the book, and then season 2 is part 2. So I'm like, I'm not far off. I'm really fascinated with the changes they've made from the book to the show, because not only have they completely modernized it in a way of like, not completely modern, but like in a way of taking this story that is originally set on a slave plantation back in the 1700s and started it instead in 1910s New Orleans with a black man as Louis, and then kind of filling out this relationship between Lestat and Louis before they even meet in the book, and giving it this backstory and depth, and giving Louis' life a little bit more depth before we meet him in the book. And like, because basically the interview opens up with the death of his brother, and it goes immediately into being changed and all this kind of stuff. In the show, we have so much more depth between these two characters, and it allows us to have so much more connection between them. I don't know whether that's because this Interview with the Vampire, the telling of it from Louis, is purposefully cleansed of all that. I'm so interested, because like the back of this book says unrelentingly erotic, and I'm like, where? Like, we had one mention of someone getting aroused as someone else was killing someone, like, and I was like, okay, well, sure, but there's no like, I don't know if Louis the narrator in here is really pulling back or something. Like, I find it so fascinating. And then the way that they've taken the story and modernized it, pulled it up into the 19th century, and then given the whole New Orleans plot and the racial plot, and given Louis this like backstory as a pimp and like a business owner and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, this is fascinating, because of course having a vampire be black is such an interesting angle to do. I'm really glad that a lot of literature today, especially YA lit and stuff like that, like Immortal Dark and stuff like that, is exploring that a little bit. Yeah, I find it fascinating, and I think the show did a really good job of like amping up that level of connection and enthrallment and all this kind of stuff, that it makes so much more sense as to why Louis stayed with Lestat for so long and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, that makes a lot more sense than what we're getting in here, because in here he fucking hates Lestat. All that keeps them together at one point is Lestat choosing to make Claudia, which is fascinating, because that's not what happens in the show. And also, Claudia in the book is 5 years old. In the show, she's 14 when she's turned, and I'm really glad they aged her up, because I think it adds something to the story in a different way, because having a child vampire be 5 years old is a horror unto itself. And I won't lie, every time I remember she's 5 when I'm reading the book, I feel my inside, like I hate it because it's a level of horror that I'm like, this is even more terrifying and unsettling than it should be, because thinking of this 5-year-old little girl, so much more old in her mind and yet still in the body of a 5-year-old, going about doing these things. And there's a lot of like doubling down on the fact that she is more vampire than she ever was human, right? Like she doesn't have that tie to humanity that Louis does. And it's terrifying because she takes after Lestat and his kills. And it is like the hunting scenes with Claudia and Lestat are something else. Like the final episode of season 1 was fantastic. I know I said earlier in this vlog that I was scared about the horror of this. And like, yeah, there's a lot of blood and it's a little gory. And in the final episode, we see one of them rip someone's jaw off their face when they're alive. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, fuck yeah. The whole time I'm just like, let's go. My little vampire babies are having a feast. And it was beautifully shot. And I think that's something to say about this whole thing. Like, I cannot wait until I've read so much more of Anne Rice's books, because I plan on doing so, and getting the story from not only Louis's perspective, but then Lestat's perspective, and then Armand's perspective, and all sorts of stuff like that. And I'm like, I cannot wait to get that, because I know in the show there's a lot of subtle things happening, because these 2 first seasons of the show, of An Interview with the Vampire, sorry. I'm sorry if I've said a vampire a couple times. That's what it is in my head for some reason. But I know they've taken it as like, this is Louis's point of view. So it's casting a specific look on all the characters from Louis's point of view. And then when we get the next season or whatever, there's some of it that is Armand's point of view. And then there's some of it that is Lestat's point of view. And I love seeing the things online where we get people dissecting the differences and like how the actors have been changed very subtly or very heavily, like with Sam Reed in the newest season. I keep seeing clips of him being an absolute fucking babe on stage with his long hair and his scar and his aura is rock star, right? And I'm just like, this is incredible. And then seeing him in season 1, I'm like, oh, like he's a little bit more monstrous, but also a little bit more baby boy, baby girl, with his little constantly watering eyes and like, I don't know, his little fuck ass outfits. I'm just like, this man. So I'm really excited to see how this whole show wraps up. And I know I said I was scared of the horror, but like, it's not like a horror movie horror. It just is like gore and violence added into this drama almost, I would say. So I kind of love that. I'm learning that about myself. I'm loving it. Anyways, I am now fully obsessed with this show and this book series, and I'm ready. I'm diving in. I'm fully in. Yes, I am going to end this vlog here because I've been yapping, and I do need to go to bed fairly soon. But yeah, I read 2 books this weekend, 2.5 basically, and DNF'd another. So we had The River She Became right at the beginning, and then we had the Stephen Graham Jones I Was a Teenage Slasher in the middle, and then ending it with Interview with a Vampire. I'm thriving. I had a really good weekend. And I did some writing on Project Dragon and stuff like that. I didn't tonight because I edited the vlog, all sorts of stuff, and then I was watching the show and, but tomorrow, probably after my fillings get done, I do also want to redo all my nails because I took off the blue. I want to redo them so that I have them ready, because this weekend coming up, I'm going to a Ren fair with my friend Cassandra. I'm so excited. I've never been to a Ren fair in my life. I've had the tickets for months now. Cass was the one who suggested it, and it was just so fun. I'm so excited. I don't have like a full costume or anything. I just have like a dress and like a couple little accessories, and I'm gonna do my makeup and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, okay, like if I find a couple things there, I'm definitely gonna buy them. But I'm just so excited for the experience of it. It's gonna be so fucking hot next weekend too. It's like 32 degrees. So I'm going to be stocking some water bottles in my car and carrying SPF with me. But, all that wonderful fun stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this weekend. It was lovely. Catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.